Welcome, everyone, to the IWM Iowa 220 here at Iowa Speedway. I'm your host, Rick Souza. I'm joined here in the booth by my co-host, John DeRudris. We're here bringing you the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Cup League Series here at Iowa.
Yeah, Rick, it's going to be a fun night at Iowa in the IWM 220. This track that's just short of a mile is going to be a beast to drive tonight. As you can see some drivers getting loose and are getting tight really off of turn 4 right there, as you're seeing open qualifying happening right now on the track, riding around with Mike Slatker there in that Monster Energy number 14 machine. Paul Valentin just went by, and we're taking a look at some other drivers that are making their way onto the track. You see Joey Doucette leading the field right now under qualifying, followed by Christopher Howell, Ogden Ledger, and Giglio. Those were some of the top runners there, Rick, in practice. Let me tell you, Rick, you made a good point in the pre-race. Practice times for the top 5 were only separated by 1/100th of a second. It was pretty fast. It went from basically 4 23.82s to 1 23.83. As right now you see that is the top time, 23.83, with 2:40 to go in qualifying.
So we've got 27 or so entries tonight here with the IWM Motorsportz Cup Series. We've got a lot of drivers out here on the track. This is a little bit different tonight. This is open qualifying. I think the session was a little bit different tonight. I think that was something different here with the IWM Motorsports League. So this should be interesting, and probably with a small track, interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's the key word is interesting, because you know these Cup cars don't come to Iowa. They don't, and so the setup is obviously not quote unquote real, and it's just a base setup for this track. And you know, what are the tires going to do? We've heard a lot of issues with the tires already, saying that you know they just wear out very quickly within 20 to 30 laps, and that's what we're predicting right now, is having people going to have to come down pit road around lap 30 to 35 because the tires give out. Not because they don't have enough gas, it's because the tires are just that worn here at Iowa Speedway. But Rick, let's bring up some of the track facts here tonight before we get down to the nitty gritty and get ready for the IWM Iowa 220 here at Iowa. So let's see, what do we got? We got 220 laps here, 1 quick repair, which I do believe will be needed, and 6 sets of tires. Yes, 6 sets of tires. So if you do a little math there, that's roughly about 40 laps on every single set, not including the set that's already on the car. So it's going to be a pretty cool day. It's going to be 60% fuel as well. But right now, Rick, it's looking like there is a lot of qualifying times that are very close together in this qualifying session here at Iowa right now, with Blake Giglio leading the board.
Absolutely, we had some great times out there right now, and for those, bear with us. We've got some technical issues with with our servers and software. Everything is affected right now by, as you could well imagine, with data centers out there and the hurricane. So bear with us here as some of the glitches you may see on the screen. We'll do our best to mitigate them as best we possibly can, and we'll go to manage it. So looks like qualifying is about to wrap up. We'll take you through the qualifying order as soon as we have it for you.
And if you are watching out there, we thank you very much for watching, especially if you were down in Florida, and our prayers are with you right here tonight if you are tuning in from anywhere down there or near those states. I know it's going to affect a lot of people. So we thank you, and we thank everybody who's watching live right now on YouTube, or anybody else who could be watching from anywhere. So right now, here we go. Qualifying order has been updated, and we have our grid for tonight's IWM Iowa 220. Blake Giglio leading the field with a 23.7, followed by Tyler Peebles in second, Brian Pittman in third, Joey Doucette in fourth, Christopher Howell, your previous champion here in the IWM Cup Series, in fifth, Andrew Serwick in sixth, Ty Bostic in seventh, Harley Barlett rounds out your top 8. Ian Ogden, your top 9. And John Ledger with Average Joe Motorsports is in the last spot in the top 10.
In 11th, you've got Bobby Gibson. 12th, Kublai Ceylon. In 13th, Jeff Nini. 14th, Austin Armstrong. 15th, Mark Feeney. 16th, Paul Valenstein. 17th, Mark Slagder. 18th, Peter Woodrum. 19th, Marco Berube. 20th, Freddie Dustock Jr. 21st, Brad Previtt. 22nd, Joey Batto. 23rd, Evan Amick. And 24th, David Watts.
25th is Hermas Castro. You saw him running very strong last. He finished in the top 3. Sean Shootman there in 26th. And then you have Carpenter, who is not in the race. And then Ray Radford there, who is technically scored in 28th, but is actually in 27th here tonight. And that is your field. That is your field for the IWM Iowa 220. And look at those cool paint schemes. You got McDonald's, you got the 1111 guys up there, but look at that NASCAR racing scheme, Rick. That one is pretty cool, I have to say. Reminds me of those old NASCAR racing days back in those early 2000s there. So I love that scheme.
Yeah, it's like a NASCAR Heat series.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, Brian Pittman there. So we'll see who's able to come out on top tonight. But Rick, let's bring out the keys to the race. So my 3 keys for tonight's IWM Iowa 220. So number 1, it talked about it in the pre-race. Talked about it right now. Conserve Tires. They have 6 sets. They have a lot of set of tires, but with practice conditions basically saying that you can only go about 40 laps. We'll see if that's the test of time tonight. But Conserve Tires. Number 2, take it easy on the throttle out of 2 and 4. We've seen guys get loose out of 2 and 4 all season long. It's happened here. It's happened a lot of places. So make sure you're easy on 2 and 4. And then also survive. Yes, just survive. I mean, that's pretty much what I got to say. You know, these cars don't come to this track, even though these drivers have probably run here in another series or 2. But, you know, Iowa is a wide sweeping track. You're basically turning for 75% of the track outside of the back stretch. And even then, you could even consider that you maybe a slight curve in it. But just survive. Make sure you're able to keep your tires underneath you. Be conservative off the corners, and you may find yourself winning the race.
All right, so the lights are off on the top of our pace car. We are about to go back to go to green here at Iowa.
You see Blake up there. He is warming his tires up, ready to get this thing going. You know, he's looking to have a good run tonight. That 11-11 squad has been, not even squad, there's more than 4. They've been good all season long. Pace car makes his way down virtual pit lane here at Iowa. We are green flag racing at Iowa. We are 3 wide already. That didn't take very long, Rick.
They certainly broke that open from the beginning. We are 3 wide into turns 1 and turn 2.
Everybody's keeping it straight off of turn 2, which is good to see because these corners can get pretty tricky as they make their way back down into the turn 3 and the turn 4. The 75 is looking to the back bumper to the 97, and he may have a slight run going into turn 1 here. We are 3 wide again for 5th place. That is multiple 11-11 guys. You see the car slide up the track. We have 1 lap complete here tonight. And we have a caution to turn 2.
So it looks like Paul Valenstein may have spun. We'll go back and bring up the replay on that incident. But I'm pretty sure, like we've talked about earlier, it's so easy to get loose in one of these turns and turn exits.
It is. And, you know, it's going to be a pretty quick race. And we'll see what happened. Oh, that's interesting. Corner entry.
Yep, just looks like he just kind of, the back end began to slip out behind him. And it's pretty much in between 1 and 2.
Cue some Tokyo drift right now because that was a pretty good drift until the overcorrection there. So sorry, Paul. I know that's not what you were wanting this early in the race. But, you know, you do have a quick repair. Good wreck avoidance by everybody in the field tonight, which will bring us to our first caution there. So I want to make a tally. That is number 1, Rick. I'm going to play a betting game here, and I'm going to say plus. I trust these guys. I'm going to say plus 10, just due to the difficulty of this track. I mean, no matter where you run in this car, I bet you've probably experienced this. You have to be careful coming out of these corners. In no matter what you drive, I mean, unless it's like an Indy car, which Indy cars here are very fun. But it's just hard to run this track.
Yeah, I think you're a little low, but hey, we'll put it out there to our folks that are following us on our streams. Go ahead, post. What do you think that caution count will be tonight? John's at 10. I think my count's closer to 14, but put it out there and give us what you think, and we'll be happy to talk about it. So right now, after our first couple laps, we've got Blake is still out front. Blake Giglio in the 97. Tyler Peebles is in second in the 75. Joey Doucette is in third in the 11 car. Andrew Surwick in the 43. And Christopher Howell in the 88 is in fifth.
Yep, you got Harley Barlett 6th, Ryan Pittman in 7th, Bostic 8th, Ian Ogden in 9th, and John Ledger your top 10. Pretty much the same top 10 that we started with here tonight at Iowa. And, let's just take a quick second to thank all of our sponsors here tonight. We have U-Haul on board, as you're seeing in the top left-hand corner right now. Elite Performance Industries as well. They do a lot of good things in the racing world and the sim racing world. And then always the 1111 Veterans Project, a great organization there. And always you see the banner in the top right-hand corner, hashtag Jimmy Strong. That is our hashtag for this season for that amazing project that's going on over there with Jimmy. So right now, 5 complete. We're probably going to get 1 to go here, Rick. And we were kind of expecting this. I wasn't expecting the caution to come out going into a corner. I was expecting to be off, but it's probably just a product of these cold tires, the lack of overall practice by everybody here. Just because the cars don't come here. This is not a typical track that people race on in the next gen, so we'll see what happens as the lights are still on the pace car.
Hey, let's see if we can raise Blake Giglio on our radio. See if we can bring him and see what he's got to say.
Alrighty.
Hey, Blake, welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm trying to grab you during this caution. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, tricky track here at Iowa. What are your thoughts going into this race?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I'd say probably stay out front and try to lead the most laps.
Okay.
It's a good plan. It's a good plan because, out front you don't have to worry about anybody, spinning out in front of you. In the pre-race we were talking about corner exit here. That's a big key. So what are you doing to make sure you are not either overdriving the car or sending it off into the corner where you're going to potentially lose it? What are you going to do to combat that?
I think that's the big secret right now. I'm sure they'll figure it out eventually. I think I got a secret for them that I think that's going to work. If not, well, it's going to hurt me. But if it's looking like it's supposed to, I think that I might have it figured out.
Okay. Well, good luck tonight. We'll toss you back to your team, and we'll be watching.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Blake Giglio. We grabbed him during that caution just to get a feel for what's happening and maybe what his approach is. He was a little cagey, John.
Yeah, he's got a couple secrets up his sleeve.
He does.
I don't blame him. I mean, hey, he's obviously been doing something right because he's always at the front in every race. So we'll see. Maybe we can figure out what it is throughout this race. But here we go. Pace car, lights are off. They make their way down pit road. The short Geico restart zone right up turn 4, and we're back to racing here at Iowa.
Blake is off, got a good jump, and he is already back to that leading position, staying out there. Tyler Peebles filling in behind him. Joey Doucette behind him, and another 11-11 car, Christopher Howell behind him as well. So.
And 3 wide off the corner there, Rick, and we're still 3 wide. Going into turn 3 and coming out of turn 4. They've evened out just a little bit, but that is Kublai sailing there. I believe that's Harley Barlett as well, and John Ledger.
Oh, It's a slippery track. We're 3 and 4 are wide here. We'll try to go run back a bit.
Oh, Kubale Salen is sideways. Tokyo drifting in. He's going to get into the 81. That should cause a caution.
73.
Big wreck out of 4. Big wreck out of 4. That's Freddie Durstock there.
Yep. We kind of had that one in our sights. We were focusing on Kublai in our watch, and there it goes. I guess we can go back and take a peek at what just happened. Although you may have seen it for yourself.
Yep, and we got the pace car checking up here in turn 3. It looks like a car parking lot out there right now. But yeah, let's go back and take a look at that. I believe he got into, I believe it was a 21 machine, if I'm not mistaken.
See if this is actually the incident itself. We'll just try to run this forward.
No, that was
It's pretty far back.
that was a caution.
Before this or after this?
Yeah, it's going to be way before this. Yep, we're going to have to back this up all the way to turn 1 and turn 2. No, we're going to have to back this up all the way again to 3, lap 3, or turn 3 and turn 4. So we'll have to go back even further.
Yep.
Yep, it's going to be...
Two words.
Maybe 2. It had to be after this.
All right, so we'll run this live.
All right, so there's the 81 machine getting a little loose. They get wide going 3. Ooh.
Right there. There we go. Let's go back. Looks like he may have had a little help.
Just a tad. See what it looks like from the far chase view. That view never lies.
All right, here we go. So on the outside is the 19. That 19 is driven by
19.
That's
That
John
is
Ledger.
the John Ledger machine. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of looked like the 19 was committed to the run of that second lane. Fully aware that the 81 was clear, so stayed up there, and obviously the 21 right there too.
I don't think the 19 knew that the 049 was beneath him.
Yep, I don't either. And there you go. He goes sideways again.
Did a good job trying to save it, but then it snaps back on him, I believe.
Yeah, I believe he got to the 81 machine too.
Right there.
Yep, that kicks him sideways, and then you have a couple cars trying to avoid this. Gets into the 81 machine, I believe. That's Mark Feeney there. They go 3 wide. Nowhere to go.
Oh, there was a
Evan
70.
Amick. I believe that was Evan and Freddie, I believe.
It was, yep. That they caught the wall trying to go to the high side and avoid this incident.
Yep.
So, all right. So that is caution number 2.
Number 2, yes. So if you're keeping track, it's looking good for the over on that 10. I said over 10, so well, yep. It's probably going to be close to your mark. But I think we are double file right now, Rick. I think we're going to be going back to green.
We are. We analyzed that a lot, and pace cars lights are off, so we are close to going back to restarting this event. We are at lap 13.
And they're off again. Green flag racing here at Iowa. You see almost 3 wide there going into turn 1, but thought better of it. Sneaks down behind the 75 machine, but he darts down low. That is the 88 of Christopher Howell there, trying to get a run on Tyler Peebles. Looks like he is going to still stay beside that 75 machine. A lot of close racing going on the track right now with these guys. Not a lot of practice time with everybody, so we'll see how this fares out as the field is getting somewhat single file. And just as I say, that 75 dives down, 88 try to get below him. 15 complete, going on 16 complete here at Iowa. Blake Giglio out front with Joey Doucette in second, Christopher Howell in third, Tyler Peebles in fourth, and Andrew Surwick in fifth. You have those 11-11 project guys, 1, 2, 3 right now, Rick. They're looking pretty strong.
They sure are. And, you know, we talked about this at the beginning when we were analyzing those practice times and then again those qualifying times. This is a nearly one groove track with these cars, and so passing is going to be a challenge.
It is. I mean, it's almost like a big Richmond, kind of. I mean, it reminds me a lot of what Richmond is, you know, with the curved front straightaway. You know, you have to be on the brakes. It's really one line. So it's a lot of what Richmond shows. That's just, you know, a tad bigger than what we're typically used to. But right now, Blake out of Rochester doing very well up front. He definitely knows what that secret is, as he's helped himself get out to a very comfortable lead right now over Joey Doucette in second and Christopher Howell in third. There's Tyler Peebles and Andrew Surwick going side by side down into turn one, battling for that fourth position. Thought they were going to make contact right there, but there comes Austin Armstrong in that bright pink number 13 Ford, the Superflow Ford, making his way up there.
Oh, in the wall, 22.
Oh, keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight.
That's Ty Bostic.
That is Ty Bostic, and that should not be a caution. That should be continued green flag racing.
Correct. Ty held it together. He's going to have some right side damage for sure, but no caution.
No caution. That'll definitely cost him. Cost him a lot of track position right there, Rick. Which I think that's going to be another name of the game. The track position is going to be key here as well, just when it comes to pit sequencing and all of that right now. But that Superflow number 13 is on the tail end of that 43 machine, followed by Ian Ogden and then another. Oh, as I say that, 13 gets shot up the track.
Well, and you know, that's something we haven't quite talked about yet, but tire wear is significant at this track.
Yes, it is. It's you know, the first key to the race was Conserve Tires, and it's definitely going to play a factor into how these guys drive tonight. And also, you can see right now, I mean, it almost looks like these tires are already starting to cause issues, especially off of 4. It looks like the cars are sliding a lot more than they were in the beginning of the run. There's Kublai right there, doing a good job in P8, but it looks like these cars are starting to move around quite a bit, and it's about that time. It's about 15 green flag laps where these tires start to become an issue.
Well, we are at officially lap 24, but green flag probably closer to lap 18 laps on these tires.
Yeah, probably close to 15 to 18 right now. We'll see what these guys do, because with that time frame, it looks like they're going to come down pit road maybe around lap 48 to 50, depending on the caution laps there. There's Marco Berube in that 99 machine. Paul Valenstein down on the bottom lane and trying to make that pass right now on turn 1 and turn 2. Valenstein able to complete that pass, and there's Mike Slapker there. Oh, he's driving hard into the turn 4. That's what I was talking about, Rick. These cars will it's no in between. It's either going to want to drive all the way into the wall, or you're going to basically spin the car out, and there's a fine line that's basically driving it straight. So but right now it looks like we have a pass for second place. Christopher Howell has gone by his teammate Joey Doucette for P2, so I get to say it early, Christopher Howell is on the prowl tonight.
Well, that place may not last. We'll see how it goes. These two drivers have battled amongst themselves every race so far this season, so we'll see how it goes.
Yes, they have. And if you're watching right now, we greatly appreciate it. And if you're new to the IWM Broadcast Network, bringing you the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Cup Series at Iowa, the Iowa 220 here, brought to you by U-Haul Elite Performance Industries, as well as the 1111 Project and Jimmy Strong. And if you like what you're seeing, make sure to like the broadcast and give us a subscribe. We want to grow this community of iRacing lovers and sim racing lovers. And don't miss any action because we have a Super Speedway series going on right now on Tuesday nights. That is 3 wide action, Talladega, Daytona, and the Truck Series. It's amazing racing if you want to see that. And then we also have the Cup Cars here every Wednesday night. So make sure to like and subscribe. YouTube likes that. We love that. And we want to grow this community. So right now, going on lap 30, Rick, you have Blake out front doing what he said he was going to do when we spoke with him under caution. He had that secret. I wonder what it is. I've been watching his line. He's been keeping it just a little bit lower than some of the other drivers I've noticed.
Well, when he gets back up on the front stretch, let's take a lap with Blake and see what that's like. Still off the gas, comes down to the line. He's late getting back on. That seems to work best for keeping that grip, especially with 30 lap old tires. Still off the gas. Comes back slowly. So I think he's just, he's very patient. He's kind of feathering that car in and out. He's got his marks for how he approaches this, and he's not overdriving the corners.
No, not at all. And if you're noticing how the car is just jumping around, this is a very bumpy racetrack, Rick. It's one of the bumpiest tracks that is on a circuit, especially in turn 1 and turn 2. There's a big bump basically in the second to third groove where if you hit that, you're almost going to be shot up the racetrack every time because of how bumpy it is. You can see right there just the effect of the bumps that this track has on the driver. But right now, Blake doing a great job out front, running about 4/10 off I'm gonna take that back, 1.5 seconds off of his qualifying lap, the 23.7. He just ran a 25.1 and a 25.4. So these tires are screaming. Gets a little sideways right there, going into one of those little sideways right there too. And we saw this last race, Rick, he did wreck out of the lead, if you remember.
I do. It may just also be the fact that, we've got these are 30 lap old tires. I think that they're coming to the end of their life cycle.
They are. I mean, he is sliding that car kind of almost everywhere. He's having to be very, very gentle back on throttle, which can be good, but if you wear your tires out too much, it can be a curse. So he's going to try to gain control, cool those tires back down and try to be as smooth as he can as we are approaching 36 out of 220. So going by pretty quick.
Yeah, and certainly after that little incident where he slid up the track a bit, that gap between him and Christopher Howell in second narrowed pretty good, but he's kind of got that built back up. But again, this is a short track too, so pit strategy and having to pit with a partner really doesn't come into play much here.
No, not at all, unless you just want to stay on the same page as your teammates and you want to pit as a team, and just for the teammate aspect of it, because you can't draft here. I mean, you could get a little bit of a draft going on the backstretch in the front, just a little to carry some momentum, but nothing, strong enough to be able to push or anything like that. So right now we are about 20 laps green in this run right now. So these guys are probably begging for some tires as they are close to 2 seconds off of their qualifying times. Blake just ran a 25.69. We'll see what he runs right now as he goes to the high side of the track. In turn 3 and 4, gets a little bit loose off the corner. He runs a 25.63. So already just 40 laps in, including a little high there, a little high. He got into the wall. That is what I was talking about, Rick. If you get way too high on this track in turn 1, turn 2, you're kind of in no man's land. And looks like he is going to try this high approach, which is not going to work. He is sliding around, Rick.
Yeah, definitely a line that certainly he's experimenting with, but you know, with tires that are over 35 laps old, it is probably time to get some new Goodyears on that car.
It is, and I mean I can see where the high line could work, but that's just very risky, as Christopher Howell now is your new leader here tonight at Iowa. But Blake's not going to give it up too soon, but Christopher Howell makes the move, new leader.
I'm not really sure how much he can push. There's that 43 car of Andrew Surwick that was below the line there.
Yep, he's now one lap down. The first car on a lap down. You see the 97 almost getting to the back of the 88 right there, because the 88 had a braking zone. And that 97 is going to try to power up on the high side to get by the 88 machine again. Got a battle for the lead. Blake not going to go away. Blake drives it in hard. Christopher Howell makes it back up on the middle ground, but Blake has the run off the corner. We'll see who is able to prevail. No edge to either driver. Christopher Howell drives it in a little bit deeper than Blake does, but Blake's going to have a slight run coming off the corner, as the teammates are now battling, with Doucette and Peebles slowly closing the gap.
Approximately 40 laps on these tires.
It's, you know, they can get about 60 laps on a tank of gas, so it's pretty interesting to see. But, I mean, Blake has the better tires out of these two guys. I mean, he seems to be the better driver as of right now at this stage in the race, 44 laps in. But anything can happen. You saw Blake have a little bit of a slip up a couple laps ago when he got to the high side. But, he's sideways again, Rick.
Yep.
Had to get out of the gas completely, and there goes Christopher Howell back to the lead. But here comes the 97 back on the high side, as we have a car spinning on the front stretch. Don't know where that was, but you saw the smoke too, right?
I did. Don't know who that was or what was going on there. We didn't see any incidents at that point, but we're still under green flag conditions here.
We are, and don't look too far back though, because that 11 and the 75 are closing fast.
Well, with all the lead changes and and frankly, when trying to drive it as hard as these two guys are, you're watching them lose it a little bit and get a little loose as they drift up to the high side. Well, you saw the 11 car there do the same thing.
It's just that product. See the 97 get a little high, he try to power it off. It's just a product of this racetrack of Iowa. You have to conserve tires and be easy on the throttle. As 97 drives it down to the corner, very aggressive move by the 97 machine to drive it that deep. Gets back into the wall again. That 97 is just really upset right now. Not Blake himself, but the car. The car doesn't seem to be handling very well.
So there's a few folks on pit road. Austin Armstrong has come in. Bobby Gibson is in on pit road.
They are. And we have some lap cars as well.
Was the 91 in the wall or just a lap car? Well,
oh, there's a 97 almost getting in the wall again. Here comes the 97 back on the inside line. 91's high side.
That's the 91 of Brad Previtt.
Yep, he goes a lap down.
Jerry Batto, the 34, is now, I'm sorry. I thought he was coming on pit road. No, he is not. Bobby Gibson's now out. Bobby Gibson's now back on the track.
And there's Austin Armstrong on fresher tires right in front of the leaders. And you can see just how much of an advantage fresh tires.
Oh, it's huge.
It is the difference maker here. So we'll see what these leaders are going to do, because I really like that move out of Austin Armstrong, because what this is going to do is it's going to position him in a good spot to where these guys are going to continue to lose time because they're running 26-second laps.
Yeah, but at some point it's going to even out, right?
It should, but with
the 75 had a run on the 11 car of Joey Doucette. That's Tyler Peebles in the 75.
He did. Wasn't able to make the pass, but here comes the 11 down on the bottom side of the 97 potentially. But going back to that, Rick, you know, is the delta between the cars going to be as significant as it would be if they pit on the same cycle? Because I love the move by Austin Armstrong setting the pace, because right now Austin he does sit one lap down, but he has fresher tires. So pending a caution, you know, all these guys are going to have to come down here fairly soon, even with pit road penalties. Or not pit road, wow, I can't even talk. With all the cautions we have in on cue, we have a caution, Rick.
Harley Barlett, I think, may have spun. Let's go back and take a look at that. But this is a timely caution for these guys. Not so good for Pete Woodrum, I don't think. He was caught in the pits during that incident. But
yep.
That's the
Let's see what
81
happens.
of Harley Barletta.
Oh!
It's so tough to hold it. It's so
Yeah,
tough to hold it.
just you got overcorrection. It just it happens here. We've seen it multiple times tonight, and at this track, you feel like you're going to save it, but you know you're not. But right now, let's go back to the leaders. Rick, we got Christopher Howell on pit road, and here comes the rest of the leaders. So we have the 97 wrecked. Whoa, hold on. Keep on going through what you're doing with on pit road, Rick. I'm going to go back and take a look at the 97. What happened with Blake?
I don't know.
So Blake Giglio spun out under caution.
That's the 97 coming down pit road.
Yep, he spun out under caution. It looked like he revved it and just kind of lost it there, Rick.
Interesting. So we're seeing the bulk of the field come back in here at lap 53 to definitely top off their fuel and certainly a fresh set of Goodyear tires. Oh, and he overshot his pit a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, he was already going to be probably one of the last cars on pit road to come off pit road, and you know this is going to put a hurting on his track position because he's already scored in the 17th spot, which is not where you want to be. You know, that is a dangerous place, especially with some of the loose conditions we've seen. We haven't had fresh tires in over 50 laps, Rick, so these guys are going to be eager to make up spots. But as it stands right now, Christopher Howell is your race leader, followed by Tyler Peebles in second, Joey Doucette in third, Paul Valenstein in fourth, and Mike Slatker in fifth. Let's take a note really quick, Rick. Paul and Mike have both made up 12 spots since the start of the race. Paul's up from 16th up to 4th, and Mike's up from 17th up to 5th. And let's take a note as well, the number 25 machine, Hermes Castro, up 18 spots from the 25th position all the way up to P7.
Yeah,
so
big movers. Paul Valenstein, Mike Slagter up 12, Freddie Durstock 14, and don't forget Sean Shootman plus 16. So definitely,
a lot of guys making a lot of headway right now on the track, and look out for that number 25 machine. He was almost a spoiler last week, almost brought it home, and he's already up to 20 or to 7th already. Did not qualify again. Let's make that note. He did not qualify last race. He did not qualify tonight. Look where he got a top 3 last week and maybe even get a top 3 today, maybe even a win here at Iowa. But right now we are 56 laps complete out of 220, and we are under caution number trace.
So interestingly enough, Freddie Durstock came back down pit road. I'm not sure if he had to serve a penalty, but he is currently sitting on pit road. Not sure. He's been in there for nearly 50 seconds, so maybe there was a speeding penalty. Not sure.
Possibly.
Yep.
You never know. He's running that Emerald Detailing and Cincy Tint Shop number 5 machine. with
An interesting tailgate.
interesting tailgate there, Freddie. I don't know who put that on the back of your car, but I'm sure that was intentional. I mean, it's kind of a crude thing to say there, Freddie. How dare you? No, I'm joking. Cool paint scheme though. There,
All right,
Fred.
looks like a few of those guys got to wave around, so we're back up. Lights are off on our pace car.
Yeah, we should be going back to green and taking a look right now. That top 6, that top 7 is all dangerous drivers. They know how to win, and they know how to get it done. With your previous IWM Cup Series champion there in the 88 machine down on the bottom line, he definitely knows how to get it done. Pace car is about to make its way down the pit road here at Iowa. Geico restart zone approaches fast, and we are green flag racing again here at Iowa Speedway.
All right, Christopher Howell showing the way. They are definitely 2 and 3 wide, back farther in the field.
Yep, the track is wide enough to do it. Do I recommend it? No. But it is wide enough to go 3 wide, even 4 wide if you wanted to, and I definitely would not recommend that. But right now, you have all these drivers trying to make up positions right now. Track position is key as Christopher Howell checks out to over a half-second lead on his teammate Joey Doucette there. Blake Giglio is all the way up to 16th. Going to make a note and keep track of him, see where he goes as trying to make his way back up through this field. He was your pole sitter here tonight at Iowa as he battles his teammate Harley Barlett there at a turn 4.
Well, we're back with 4 fresh tires here on lap 60 of our scheduled 220 laps here at the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Iowa 220. We thank you for joining us today, watching on whichever stream you're watching, whether that happens to be Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. We thank you for joining us, and we hope that you'll like and follow so you can stay up to date on this and other broadcasts that the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Broadcasting Network will bring you each and every week.
Yep, and look at there, Blake is not too happy with Jeff Nani. Kind of puts the bumper to Jeff, but Jeff stays in it. Like, I'm not going to take that. And, oh, he's wrecking.
Well, I don't think we need to go back and look at that. I think
we caught that live.
We did catch that live. So,
getting pretty good at that, Rick. That's twice in a race that we've done that. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We've been able to get on the bull there. So we're getting the hang of this.
It's our caution intuition.
It is. It's our caution intuition. I like that. Caution intuition.
You gotta write that down.
Yes, I'm actually going to write it down right now. Caution intuition. But that's not what you wanted to see if you were Blake, because now he is in a very vulnerable spot because he has already been involved in an accident already, and his tires are going to be shot, and that was definitely not what he wanted to see. Now, was that the number 1 of Pete Woodrum, or was that the number 1 of Jeff Nani?
That was the Jeff Nani.
Okay. So number 1 on the track is Jeff, but on the scoring pylon it will say number 40 right there. So Blake, definitely not what he wanted to see. Gave the bumper to the 1 or to the 40 technically, and kind of just slid up a little bit there, and that's his second incident tonight. So that's going to put Blake in a very, like I said, very vulnerable spot right now, because I don't know if he used his quick repair. We can't get that data unless we went down and asked him, but definitely not what you want to see out of that number 80 or 97 camp right now. But we are about a little over a fourth of the way done here tonight at Iowa. You have the number 91 machine, Bradley Previtt, getting the lucky dog, so he's going to be back on the lead lap, and that'll put 20 cars on the lead lap here tonight at Iowa.
So this is lap 64. It is our, you can count them, 4th caution of the night. We're glad that you were able to join us tonight. We appreciate you tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. We thank you for that. And we're thankful for the sponsors of this league. That's the Elite Performance Industries, U-Haul, the 1111 Project, and Jimmy Strong. So we thank you for tuning in, and we thank our sponsors.
Yep, and it's been a fun action of racing, as you saw the cone out there in the track, and it just magically disappeared here in the fun world of iRacing. So right now it looks like that 88 machine, the 11 machine, they know what they're doing. I mean, it's been a 11-11 team effort here tonight, and they've been doing a good job just staying out front, just being consistent. Now, Tyler Peebles has been looking strong too, so but I wouldn't count out that 25 machine there, Rick, of Hermes Castro. He is a strong driver. Same thing with Sean Shootman there. They are very strong competitors, and they know how to get it done. I mean, Hermes almost won last week, so would not be surprised if he was able to bring home his first win here in the IWM Cup Series and spoil this 11-11 show that has been going on.
Well, besides those first two drivers, you've got Tyler Peebles, the 89 of Paul Valentine, that's back up front sitting in fourth. Mike Slagter, Sean Shootman up to seventh. That's plus 19 spots for Sean Shootman. Ian Ogden is currently showing in eighth. Ryan Pittman in ninth, and Mark Feeney in 10th. So there's a lot of other names up there besides the 11-11 guys. So who knows? We'll see how it all plays out. My guess is those lights will be coming off that pace car the next moment.
Yeah, we can hope. We need to go back to green flag racing, and there they are. We'll be back to green flag racing this next time by at Iowa. So we'll see what kind of competition has for these guys here tonight with those guys. Now let's I'm going to make a statement right now. The number 97 machine has dropped out of the race. Blake Giglio has retired. So that is going to open the door for every other driver on this track that's in the top six, really. Those have been the standout drivers here tonight. So 97 has retired tonight, unfortunately. So sorry to see that from that 97 camp. But we're about to go green flag racing again here. Approaching lap 68 at 220. Pace car is going to make his way back down the pit road again. Geico restart zone is out, and we are green flag racing here. Big jump outside lane did not go.
Christopher Howell definitely took advantage of that situation.
Oh, we're reckoning two. Believe that was Freddie Durstock.
I think
the
Freddie
5
may have
machine
saved it.
Yeah, he tagged inside. He tagged the outside wall very hard. He's definitely going to have to come back down pit road there.
Careful, watch
Whoa!
out. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you can see that toe link is completely gone on that right front.
Yeah, and let's see if he pops that quick repair on. He's not even able to control his car. There he goes. Quick repair, yes, no. Looks like he did. Maybe. Maybe not. Not sure. But as that's happening, oh yeah, you can see right there the right side damage is just very severe there for the number 5 machine. Hate to see that out of Freddie, but right now up front you have Christopher Howell. That is in first, but Tyler Peebles now making his way up to P2, getting around Joey Doucette. That McDonald's number 75 is looking strong here.
He's trying. I'm not sure he's completed that pass.
Yeah, he did for a second.
Yep.
And then the 11 is now back around. And then look at that all the way in the high lane. Nope, that is Hermes Castro.
He was in the wall for a second there, John.
Yeah, he was. Not what you want to do here, especially on the longer run. But he's experimented with that high line, so maybe that is the secret sauce. Who knows here tonight? But right now, these guys are battling all over the track, especially for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and even 7th. A lot of battling going on right now. There's Hermes Castro going to the outside of Paul Valentine. That's getting very close, coming off of turn 4, but they make it stick.
A lot of guys experimenting with different ways around this track. It's just not, there's no simple way around.
But look at that 25 machine, what he's able to do. He's able to carry a lot of momentum through the corner, and it's going to project him off the corner very, very well. So, interesting move there by the 25, as he's now up to P5.
He is. You can jump in and you can take a lap around this track with the 25 car. See if the booth can make that change. There we go. Is he downshifting?
Yeah, he is. That is something that I've seen a few of these guys do tonight.
Definitely downshifting as he's hitting the apex of that entry corner.
And look at the run he gets.
Oh yeah, because it's bogged down. If we're staying in 5th gear, it's bogging down a bit. And with that downshift, he's able to get a really good run. That seems to be potentially the secret sauce.
That I think it is. He's going to have a great run on the high side here. Going to easily pass the 75 machine, which puts Hermes Castro up to P3.
I tell you though, just in watching him go around, it is not easy to pull off this downshift. It just looks like it's really easy. In fact, he downshifted, then upshifted, and back to downshift. The car seems to get very loose.
As he now makes his way down to the bottom of the track. I mean, it's a very dangerous game he plays now. He's staying in 5th gear right now. We have a caution right now.
Looks like Bobby Gibson may have crashed. Let's go see what happened to Bobby Gibson.
There he is in that Jegs 28 machine.
Oh, and contact.
Hard hit.
Not sure who that was he had contact with.
That was the one of Pete Woodrum.
It was, you are correct. So the number 1 of Pete Woodrum will have some right side damage. Looks like he got his contact was right at that right front tire. So hopefully
Yep.
So
We have some takers down pit road, Rick.
our leaders.
Hermes Castro stayed out. Valentine stayed out. Surwick stayed out. The rest of the field made his way back down pit road. My bad, that was Tyler Peebles.
So we've got our leaders on pit road here at lap 80. This is caution number 5 here at the IWM Iowa 220. Got pretty much half the field has taken this opportunity for new Goodyear rubber.
And I think it's a very interesting move to stay out here because with 141 to go, you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable spot right now with about 60 laps of gas on a tank of fuel. So it's going to be interesting because with 60, 60, and 60, you're sitting right there at about 180. So, I mean, you have to pit another 2 times for sure. So we'll see what happens. They may try to play it out to only have to pit. I mean, I know they can't pit only 1 more time, but different strategies now are being played out through the field as the top 6 or top 5 did not pit.
Of course, you're assuming at this point, though, and it's fair to do that they're limited cautions. But if we've got 140 laps to go, and always a possibility and it's easy to do here on this track. A simple spin out or an error in judgment will cause a caution.
Yes, it will.
That will change your pit strategy with both tires and fuel.
And looking right now, we're averaging somewhere around a caution every 15 laps. So it's not unlikely that another round of cautions is going to come out here soon, as we're now 5 in. But we'll see. Typically, as these races go on, we have a long green flag stint towards the middle of the race, and this could be that long green flag stint that we are expecting. Now, right now, Hermes Castro is in the lead. The guy that we were talking about last week, the guy that we're today, doing a great job.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, Hermes Castro in first position, Paul Wallenstein in second, Austin Armstrong in third, and Jeff Neeney in fourth. Last pitted on lap 53. Everybody behind him just pitted.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're trying to play the long game here. I don't really know. I mean, with as many cars, they're really just at a sitting duck position right now. There's nothing they can do.
Oh, they're gonna be. It's what do we see? 2, 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be. It's gonna be pretty quick when Christopher Howell and Joey Doucette able to catch them. Probably not the first lap, but more than likely that second lap, you're gonna see it affect where they are in the running order. But right now, Hermes Castro is your leader, with Paul Wallenstein in second, Armstrong in third, and Ian fourth, and Slacker riding out your top 5.
This is going to be a very interesting both restart and first lap. We'll try to take a relatively wide shot of this because we anticipate these top 4 drivers to be overtaken relatively quickly by these leaders who are right behind them.
Yeah, it'll happen fairly quickly, I believe, with the 88 machine up on that high line. He's going to have slightly a preferred line. Pace car is going to make its way back down pit road. Green flag racing, 25 off.
Nearly contact with the 89 of Wallenstein and your leader, Hermes
3 wide.
Castro.
3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide.
Staying with this wider shot so we can get better visual on what's happening back here in the field.
Yep, and he's not catching him as fast as I thought he would, or thought he would be, but he is still there. Here comes the 88 is approaching the 89's bumper right now.
You saw Jeff Neeney, who was part of that restart, back in 4th, slipping back significantly. He's back in 14th at this point. I think. But we have a
pass for the lead there, Rick. Sorry about that.
No, you're right. Austin Armstrong in the 13, who last pitted on lap 63, passing Hermes Castro, who pitted on lap 53. So
Superflow Ford is in the lead right now, but don't look back. Christopher Howell is on the prowl there in P3.
Yeah, he is right there on Hermes Castro's bumper.
Took the air off the 25 machine.
As he's setting his sights on, and 3 wide now through.
Whoa, 25.
Turn 2.
75 almost got to Paul Wallenstein there, but here comes of the Superflow machine of Austin Armstrong. Here's the pass for the lead that will more than likely be executed. 88 did lead that lap. And now you see the field starting to stack up a little bit. You see his team right there behind him. That is Joey Doucette, who's now made his way up to second. You have Tyler Peebles there making his way all the way up back to fifth. And these tires are now starting to play a major factor in where these guys run.
They are. So certainly those guys who did not pit on that last stop and pitted on lap 53 have cycled back. Paul Wallenstein is now sitting back here in 7th. Hermes Castro is now pushed back to 6th. We're still seeing, look, 3 wide again.
Yep.
This is not.
Well, Tyler Peebles like, hey, I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to. So Peebles up to 3rd. That moves Doucette up to 2nd. And Howell is your leader.
21 of Ian Ogden was part of that 3-car 3 wide in turns 2 and 3, and now he is solidly sitting back in 4th, followed by Austin Armstrong in the 13 back in 5th.
3 wide again going into turn 1. They see the 13 machine way up the track there, and
that's the 73 of Mark Feeney, who's working his way back up, passing the 25 of Hermes Castro, followed by the 99 of Marco Berube. Oh, the 89 tagged the wall. Contact there. As those old tires are playing a factor here, as we are on lap 93, and he pitted nearly 40 laps ago.
we're wrecking.
We are wrecking. That's the 13 and the 99.
I just think the 99 did not just give any room to the 13. And Rick, that's 3 times. That's 3 times in a row. We've had cautions that we've caught live on the broadcast. We are getting really good at this. That caution intuition, trademarked by Rick Souza there. Yeah, I mean, you can already see right there.
Oh, yeah. There is not enough room there. It just does not work. So we'll run this at full speed, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like the 99 just squeezed the 13 of Armstrong.
Yeah, and just, nowhere to go. And, there's nothing else that either of those guys could do at that point. Once you're hooked, you're hooked. So unfortunate there for both of those drivers, but looks like they should be able to get that turned around and should be able to get back in the races. We have some guys on pit road, have quite a few takers down pit road. There's a 13, there's Wallenstein right there as well. So a couple guys coming down.
Well, and it's interesting. It's the ones we talked about before: Austin Armstrong, Paul Wallenstein, Marco Berube, Mark Slager, Hermes Castro. Those are guys who did not pit in that last round on lap 79. So, all right, we are at lap 95. We still are way away from the halfway point here of the Iowa 220.
Just under halfway at Iowa.
Yes, we are.
It's gone by fairly quick, though. It's for 96 laps. I know we're on our 6th caution, but these laps go by quick with 25 on average, 24 to 25 seconds. They can get around here about close to 1.5 times, or 2.5 times rather, in a minute. So do a little math there. You'll figure out how long is left in the race. So, but looks like they're ready to get back. Green flag lights on the pace car should pop off, and
one more
do
time
not.
around. One more time around.
They do not. We'll see if race control can maybe influence that just a little bit, maybe get them going back green flag racing here.
I show the 49, the 049 of Kublai is in the pits, so as well as Pete Woodrum is still, or was in the pits. So there's still at least one car still on pit road, but for the most part, a lap and a half, we'll be back to green flag racing here at Iowa.
Yes, we should. We have 19 cars on the lap, and we have the only car that is one lap down is Pete Woodrum. Everybody else is more than 2 laps down. That's Jerry Botto, Bobby Gibson, Andrew Surwick, Freddie Durstock, Blake Giglio, Evan Emick as well. So these guys obviously up front are looking for a long run here tonight. They don't want to be battling with everybody in a tight form and a tight pack. I don't blame them as the lights go off on the pace car. You know, it's all about, I think, you know, surviving, and it has been a drive to survive here tonight at Iowa, just due to the cautions. You know, you've seen people getting loose, you've seen people you know, getting into each other, and that's what typically happens. So it's definitely a track to survive, and it's a lot. It's a lot to drive here. I mean, you're almost constantly turning around this basically mile-long track. So it's definitely hard on the driver. But
so it looks
right
like
now,
it's 11-11 front row here.
yes, it is. You have the 88 and the 11 right there, followed by the other 11-11 driver, Ian Ogden there on the high side, with Peebles down below, and pace car drops off. And we are green flag racing here at Iowa. High side not get started, third row back. That leaves the door open for the 11 to drop down to the bottom lane, which he's going to look down on his teammate, but not so quick. He's going to shut the door.
That may have been somewhat of a planned restart, but certainly that moves Christopher Howell staying in the lead. Joey Doucette in second. Ian Ogden fighting with Tyler Peebles for that third place position.
You know, what I'm noticing here is these 11-11 guys have been very consistent with their lines. I've been watching specifically Howell right now. They are very smooth and very consistent with how they drive this track, which is probably a result of some practicing earlier on this week that they were able to do. So
are they downshifting, do we know?
So it looks like...
Let's see if we can ride along.
I believe they are. Yep, they are.
Riding along with Joey Doucette here.
Yeah, just gets bogged down right there. I mean, it looks like Joey Doucette is downshifting, but I'm listening on the number 88 machine. He is definitely downshifting. For sure.
Jump up to the 88. Let's see if we can pick up some of that here.
I think I can hear it.
It does not look like it, but it's possible. Try it right along with Ian Ogden and see if that other 11-11 driver is looks like Blake was the only one out of that group so far that we saw some definite downshifting. Of course, that did make the car a little bit more challenging to drive.
Interesting, yeah, it did. As we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if that changes here throughout the race. But looking on back, Rick, from 5th on back, you just have a wasp nest of cars all around each other. You have Valentine there. You have Austin Armstrong. You have the 08 machine of Ryan Pittman. You have a lot of guys, and we have a caution.
Looks like John Ledger may have crashed. And we've got a number of drivers. Harley Barlett involved, David Watts, Pete Woodrum. See if we can go back and see what happened. All right, let's take a look at Harley Barletta. I can already see it.
So can I. Yep. Whoa.
Bring that back just a little bit. Did it
That was a massive overcorrection.
Yeah, it's like he was fighting it. So he's running the high line, and this is a challenging track for the high line. He's running it. Definitely had a big run, and then began to lose it a bit, and then massive. That car just snapped right. He was drifting up the track, and then it's lost.
And then just gets airborne. I mean, this car just launched off the ground, nowhere for his teammate to go.
That's John Ledger.
Nowhere for the 99 to go.
99 looks like he may have, he's tagged the wall. The 049 slipping down low, the 91 making it, but possibly getting at that point loose.
There's a 34 machine.
Yeah, that's Batto. Jerry Batto, he wisely was able to keep his car under control. All right. I know David Watt was involved as well. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Sorry. That's Pete Woodrum, who out of nowhere.
I mean, just slides right into the side of the 81 machine.
Yep, that's unfortunate. Well,
unfortunate for those guys, but we'll see. They're able to get back in this race.
what happened with David Watts? You see the incident happening above, up high. Looks like he's on the brakes. He's got smoke. Looking for a way to go. There goes Pete Woodrum right by in front. He is nearly stopped on the track. Like Harley Barlett had basically just towed in. Okay. No incident. Just I think because he slowed down so much, iRacing may have tagged that as a potential as an incident. So.
Yep,
all right.
probably.
Let's go back to live. See what's going on. We did have a number of takers while we were doing that. Our leaders here on lap 107, Christopher Howell, Joey Doucette, Tyler Peebles, and a gaggle all came down pit road.
Yes, they did, but some of them didn't, though. I mean, look.
No, actually, we're off cycle, right? So Paul Valentine, Austin Armstrong, Hermes Castro, and Jeff Nini are now 1, 2, 3, 4 again. They pitted last on lap 94, about 13 laps earlier than the current group. So that's our cycle here. Those 4 guys are pitting off cycle. Well, on their cycle, they're on their plan, and then you've got the other guys that are on their plan. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought it was. Thinking about these guys out front, I mean, they're in a great spot right now because there are not many green flag laps on their time. It's not going to probably work out over the long haul, but the delta between their tires and the other tires aren't going to be as big of a gap as 30 laps, So we'll see how this goes out. Bobby Gibson.
Just to interject, we are at the halfway point.
Bobby Gibson says, "Don't mind the wreck." He had apparently a moose ran on the track and he dodged it. So that's what happened to Bobby. So we have moose here in Iowa.
Yep, moose,
on the
meese.
racetrack.
So I just, as I'm noticing, doing a slight bit of math, halfway point, 7 cautions. Yeah. All right, about to go back to green here. And there we are. We are underway, back again at the IWM Iowa 220, lap 112.
Paul Valentine is your leader here with Hermes Castro closing in as the number 13 machine, that Superflow Mustang of, wow, Austin Armstrong, AA. Austin Armstrong. God, I was thinking Valentine again. I was like, no, he's out front. I can't say it. He can't be 2 spots in one place, or one or 2 places at the same time. But here we go. Here comes the 25 on the high side. He's been able to get the high run. He's able to have that line, and we'll see if that's going to prevail. It may prevail off this corner. Look at the power the 25 gets. 25 is.
Oh, he's up. Oh, he'll lead. He may lead the lap, but it was tight.
He did lead that lap by 1/100th of a second.
Yeah, but by doing so, he certainly put a little Iowa stripe on the right side of that car.
Yes, he did, but he's the only one that's been able to make that work.
So we're seeing the 88 of Christopher Howell charging back up through this pack of drivers who were in a different pit strategy. This is a battle for, 3 wide.
That's close. That is close.
Oh,
there's Howell. He's sliding the infield. I think he's saved it. He's on not pit road.
no caution, no caution.
Wow.
He was off the racing surface, so no caution.
Valentine has slowed in turn 3. Valentine has retired.
All right. Things happen. So
we have a lot of action going on.
Yeah, while we were watching that, we took our eyes off the ball a bit, and Hermes Castro is back up in the lead, followed by Austin Armstrong and the 75 of Howard Peebles in 3rd, followed by Joey Doucette, Ian Ogden, Mark Feeney, Mark Sladder, Sean Schupman, Hy Bostic, and Kublai in 10th. So that put Christopher Howell on the, I think he is in the last car on the lead lap.
Yes, he is. He is 15 seconds behind the leaders. So he is praying for a caution right now. He has a quick repair, so he is good. But, you know, that is one thing you don't want to have happen is you get involved in something and you have no caution. So that's going to be tough for him to make his way back up.
Yeah, well, as fast as he is, if he can at least stay on race pace, a caution, as we have seen tonight, will inevitably fall.
Now we have a lot of chatter over the radio there. That incident between the 89 and the 80. We'll have to see what unfolds between those 2 drivers, because we do have a lot of chatter going on. That's all I'm going to say. But right now, it looks like Hermes Castro, the man that we talked about, he's doing it well.
Now Hermes last pitted on lap 94, so he has got a little bit older tires than the cars behind him and consequently less fuel. Howard Peebles behind him, as well as Joey Doucette, pitted on lap 107. Behind him, Austin Armstrong, and he also was on the same pit cycle as Hermes Castro. All right, lap 122 here at Iowa.
122 out of 220. 97 laps to go. And Hermes Castro is your leader. So with two of the front runners out, with Blake and Christopher Howell having issues there, this opens up the door for a first-time winner in this league. Now, Joey Doucette obviously won earlier in the season. Ian Ogden is there, Feeney's there, Slatker is there, but Catch are the two front runners. And here comes Peebles to the inside of the 25 machine.
Definitely making a challenge to Hermes Castro here for the lead, and he takes it.
Here comes the 11 machine of Joey Doucette.
Well, I mean, that just goes to show that, you know, with that 25 car, his tires are significantly older, nearly 35 laps on those tires. Even subtracting the laps we put on with caution, he is definitely running older tires.
He is, but it's been impressive to see what he's been able to do, though. He's been able to hold on to it for a little bit. So I wonder, you know, could that be his secret sauce? His hitting off cycle as he goes down below the yellow line, trying to find some grip.
I think his secret sauce is that we recall for watching him go is his downshifting. I think that has been certainly a good strategy for him in tackling this track.
As well as the high line, it seems like early just kind of wrapping around, doing great wonders there as he's now dropped all the way back to 5th. So we'll see how long he stays out. We expect him to be one of the first drivers on pit road once this next cycle starts going through. But right now, your top 10 as it stands, Tyler Peeble is in first, followed by Joey Doucette.
Well, maybe not followed by Joey Doucette.
We'll see. They're now battling for the lead. Joey's like, you know what? I'm going to come up here and get my...
I'll take my point for leading a lap.
Yes, he will. Let's see if he's able to do it.
Oh, man, I thought that 75 was going to tag the wall.
They're still battling right now, side by side.
Oh, they just cautions out.
Wow.
Was that Pete Woodrum? Or no, Jerry Batto, I think, crashed. That was pretty impressive. That brings out our 8th caution of the night. Let's go back and see what happened to Jerry Batto. Jerry Batto's in the 34. Oh. Jerry may have just gotten loose. We'll just try to see what happened with Jerry.
Oh, tag the apron.
Yeah, and he definitely got on the gas as it was hitting the apron. Bad timing. Oh, and then tried to correct it. And now watch this.
Right in front of the leaders.
Split by the leaders.
And does what I think is a good move is just slowly back.
Yep.
Getting out of the way. As we say that, we have some leaders on the pit road.
Pretty much the entire. So this was actually who benefited the most? Christopher Howell with this one.
Yes, he did. He is now going to be caught up to this pack. He is going to be able to take that quick repair and able to go back up through the front now. I know for sure Mr. Howell will 100% be on the prowl here in this race, as you see him right there making his way down. Thank goodness, you know, he had this caution come out for him, because if not, he would have been in a very vulnerable state to go a lap down here at Iowa. So with 90 to go, Howell is back in the race.
Now, while he won't be up at the front, but he will be on the lead lap and at the back of the pack, which will be a whole lot closer than he was 15 seconds behind with that previous incident.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. So he was looking for a cut. So there's that. But with 90 to go, you know, plays a little bit of a 60 laps. They can go 60 laps if they want to on a tank of gas, but are they going to? Who is somebody going to split it up half and half, go 45-45? Are you going to see a 50-40 split? Are you going to see somebody try to string it out for as long as they can to get fresher tires on the back end? I would prefer that. But we'll see what happens here as the number 049 is now in the lead. Kublai sailing there in that Audi.
Well, the interesting thing with that, John, is that Kublai last pitted on lap 107. And so pretty much the entire field, with the exception of Pete Woodrum, who pitted on 107 at the same time, have all just pitted. So definitely a vulnerable position on the restart.
Well, you know what he's trying to do, right? Do a little bit of a math there. Let's average this out. He pitted roughly 25 laps ago, and we have 89, let's say 90 to go, and you can go about 60 laps. So let's say he pitted 30 laps ago. He's gonna try to make this race on one more. He's gonna try to come down at close to lap 60 as he can, and possibly pick up a lot of time and just get around here and play this out. So from a track position perspective, good move. But from a longevity standpoint, we'll see how this plays out, because he's going to be coming up here probably within the next 25 to 30 laps, I'd guess.
Well, we've got that right now, the lone 11-11. Well, no, so we've got two 11-11s. The 11 car of Joey Doucette is currently sitting in third, and Ogden is in fourth. Light's going to come off the pace car, or they'll stay on?
Lights are off already. So we're 87 to go. It'll be 86 to go when they hit that line, which means they need to pit only one more time, Rick. We haven't seen a green flag stop all race. I don't think we're going to see one at this point, but we never know. You never know what happens here in the IWM Cup Series. But we thank you for watching, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, and we would love for you to follow and or subscribe no matter where you're watching us. Stay tuned to all the latest IWM broadcast events. We're broadcasting the Super Speedway Kings League every Tuesday night. If you love Super Speedway racing and three-wide racing, every single lap, that's the league for you. And if you're into the next gens, make sure to tune in every Wednesday night for the IWM Cup Series. This series we're bringing to you right now every Wednesday night, and that is at 8:30 Eastern. So, Rick, about to go green.
Oh, he took that opportunity to go, and he probably needed to. That's Kublai in first place. And that did not last long.
It didn't even last a corner, Rick. 75 is back to the point, followed by Joey Doucette there, followed by the other 11-11 project car.
Ian Ogden.
Yeah, he is dropping back really fast.
Well, that was kind of expected. We think your estimation at this point is that he's playing the long game, trying to get around on one more stop. So he took that opportunity to lead a lap, pick up an extra point in the overall point strategy for the league, and maybe he'll just kind of work his way, dog paddle a bit to get to his next stop.
Yep, I think so. And let's keep a track right now. Christopher Howell is back up to 12th.
He certainly is. He's running up to the 13 car. That is Austin Armstrong and 73 of Mark Feeney. You guys all have fresher tires, so getting around the 049. That's John Ledger back to the 19. John is, unfortunately, I think he's a lap down.
Yep. As Tyler Peebles makes his way down to the road.
Again. Another wreck, big wreck, big wreck.
Whoa, car upside down. Was that Freddie Durstock?
That was Freddie Durstock. That was instinct with the 91 of Brad Previtt and Freddie Durstock.
Look at that right front wheel. That right front wheel is not even turning there. Oh, that toe link is going to be shot once it gets on the surface. Look at that.
It's not even spinning.
Tyler Peebles is on pit road, Rick. Your leader.
I don't know what happened there. Was he caught on pit road?
I don't know. I mean, he looks.
Let's see if we go back and figure out what happened and when. So right now we know we have this issue here. It looks like
That is Jeff
91, but there's something happened to 91. Let's go back and look behind that and back it up. So he may have checked up with Kublai kind of slowing down. Well, he had a run on the 049. He backed up and a little bit of net code, yeah. So
the net code there, and then you have the 5 just into the 4. Rick, I think this may be our first turnover, our first barrel roll of the season with Freddie Durst in that number 5 machine.
So just to explain, if you don't understand what we meant by net code, so with anything, this is a simulation, and as part of that simulation, the software and the servers try to anticipate, since you've got multiple drivers all across the United States participating in this, it looks to say, is this inevitable? Could this happen? And it begins to think intuitively as to what could eventually happen. And while you don't see the cars happening to tag each other, it's the software's best estimate that they will, and represents that in this in the simulation. So.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened. Let's play this through. Here's a 5-car shot. He is on his passenger side door. Does he make a couple barrel rolls, Rick? Oh my goodness, he does.
That's one.
There's one.
There's two.
There's 2. Wow, he is barrel rolling.
There's 3. There's 4.
Well, for Acrobat of the Night, Freddie Durstock wins that award for sticking the landing. So 4 barrel rolls for the number 5, and not a fun sight to watch.
So what happened to Tyler Peebles? Was that a scheduled stop?
It was intentional. Yes, I believe it was.
He didn't know what was going on. He just...
You can see him right there backing it down. This was planned for sure.
This was his plan to get on pit road, not knowing that there was an incident happening. Interesting.
It is. Right now he is shown the second car on the lead lap, second to last car on the lead lap in 17th due to that caution, which puts the 11 and the 21 to the point.
All right. Well, we are at lap 142 of a scheduled 220 laps here at Iowa for the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Iowa 220. I'm your host, Rick Sousa. I'm joined here in the booth by my co-host, John DeRudris, and we're happy to bring this to you via the IWM Broadcast Network. We're thankful that you could join us this evening, and we ask that if you are watching on one of our streams on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, that you like and follow and stay up to date on what may be happening out there and other events that we may be bringing to you via this broadcast platform.
Yeah, we'll see what happens now as there's 1:40 to go here tonight. It's definitely going to play a big factor in the strategy here with 78 to go. We'll see exactly what happens. But as of right now, your leader is Joey Doucette. He's the control car for the restart.
Our 9th caution is now in the pass, and off he goes. Green.
Here we go. Cars all over the place.
Watch that action there in the back of it with that's a three wide on the backstretch. The 22. That's Ty Bostic. Ty's got the 08 in front of him. That's Ryan Pittman. A lot of juggling for positions. That's the 25 on the outside. 3 wide. That's Hermes Castro trying to make his way back up to the front.
And you know, he's fast. He has a fast machine there, Rick.
Well, and he just pitted now, so he's fresh to go with 75 laps to go. I think that we'll see at least one more round of pit stops if this stays green. More if not. Oh, that was close. That 99 of Marco.
Oh, there he goes.
Rudy.
Yep, that was really close there, Rick, coming off the corner.
He came right down in front of Jeff Neaney. 25 threads his way on the outside around the 99, or trying to get past the 99. The 25 is using that shifting strategy, so he gets a good run as he gets out of the corner.
Yes, he does.
Joey Doucette still remains your leader. Mike Slapter is in second. Ian Ogden in third. Harley Barlett in fourth. Christopher Howell is now up to fifth. I had no idea what the 25 was going to do there.
I mean, he's taking that high line, which is not unusual for him, as he's going to have that major run off the.
That's Mark Feeney.
Yep,
3
wide
wide
now.
If you're not used to running that high line, and if you're forced up to that high line, that can certainly be a bit disconcerting as a driver. Hermes Castro is now up to 9th.
Yep, Hermes Castro up to. I mean, he's doing an amazing job tonight. With Joey Doucette up in first and Ogden in second. To the front in no time.
Christopher Howell is back. There's a significant amount of traffic he's working his way through now.
You know, Christopher Howell is definitely on the practice.
He's working there with his teammate of Harley Barlett in the 81 in front. You've got the 14 car of Mike Slagter. You've got the 13 as the pink car of Austin Armstrong there as well. Guys are working their way around each other.
They are. And it looks like Christopher Howell's up to 6th after that incident. So we'll see what he's able to do here tonight. And if you're just now tuning in, this is the IWM Cup brought to you by the IWM broadcast. This is John and Rick. We're up in the booth here, and we thank you for joining us. We are brought to you by the 1111 Veterans Project, U-Haul, as well as Elite Performance Industries, and hashtag Jimmy Strong. So we're seeing what these guys can do tonight. There's just under 70 to go, 66 to go here tonight in the IWM 220. So we'll see who is able to prevail, as Christopher Howell is still on the move back up through the field. Looks like he is shown in P6. Is that correct?
I've got him in P5 here, but yeah, P5.
P5 already. Well, you know, he's definitely going to be making the move.
Just about a second back from Joey Doucette, who's currently showing us the way. in case you haven't noticed, that's 11-11 in 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Yep, and it's you know, if you're seeing double or triple or quadruple, you know, it's not the same guy out there. That's a team. It's a team effort there for all of those guys. So kudos to them. But Slapter's up there, as well as Shootman. You have Bostic, you have Pittman, Armstrong, and Castro looking to have a good finish. We are now approaching the potential of green flag stops. Now, we haven't seen any green flag stops.
No, so these guys have pretty much drawn the entire field last pitted on lap 130. There's a couple of guys involved in that last incident, Brad Previtt being one, who is the last car on the lead lap. He's in the 16th position. He pitted last on 139. But for the most part, everybody 15th and up pitted last on 130. So that means that's 29 laps ago, taking away a few laps, 5 laps for pit stops. So their tires are around 25 laps.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna come soon here, especially with all of these stops that these guys have made. So it's gonna come. It really is. Now, looking on board right now, we have the 11 up there. Now the 88 has cleared. Slapter for 4th. So the 11-11 guys are all 1, 2, 4 right now at Iowa.
Taking a look back here in positions 4, 5, and 6, you've got Ty Bostic currently showing in 5th. The 37 of Sean Shootman is making a run under the 14 of Mike Slagter, and you've got Ryan Pittman back there in the 08.
Don't look too far back now. Kublai is still there in the top 10.
Yep, Kublai's back there with Hermas Castro right there coming up behind him.
And we are now within that last fuel window here with 58 laps to go. We will see who is going to be the first taker down pit road, because if you can make it on 58 laps, I would not recommend it with the tire wear being pretty much 35 to 40, but you may start seeing some guys make their way down pit road.
So this is an interesting strategy. Remember, Tyler Peebles, who was leading this race at that last incident, was caught on pit road. He is currently showing a lap down, but his pit stop was only about eight or so laps later than the current leader. So not sure how that's going to matter. I guess it could matter later, but interesting strategy. Hope he's going to play it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see who's going to be, as the 25 has been losing significant time now on the track. Your top 6 separated by under 2.5 seconds, which is not much time there. So we'll see what is going on.
All right, so we'll work our way back up to the front of the field. There's your leader, Joey Doucette.
Joey Doucette out of Oakland. He is doing a fantastic job of doing a great job of leading his way around in P1. Christopher Howell, your previous Cup Series champion here in the IWM Cup Series out of Moyock, North Carolina, looking to grab home his first victory here in the 2022 season. You have Harley Barlett out of Rochester, New York. He is looking for a strong run here after earlier on in the race, and his teammate right now is looking, actually he's getting passed by Ty Bostic out of Rocky there in the 22 machine. So Ty looking to have a strong run as well. Ian Ogden, another 11-11 guy. He is running now in 5. Sean Shootman there, a new name to the eye. He is running in 6th as it stands and looking to put on a good show here for everybody. You got Ryan Pittman, popular name here in the iRacing Warriors Motorsportz Cup Series, running an awesome paint scheme. Absolutely love that paint scheme with Mike Slatker there out of Roseland. He is running in P8. Kubalay Kalen, the only Audi in the field. That's not an actual manufacturer of NASCAR, don't worry. But he is running right now in P9, doing a great job. And Hermes Castro on the podium last week, running in P10, hoping to hang on here and potentially bring home a win here in its inaugural season here in the IWM Cup Series.
All right, P11, you've got the 40 car. This car's painted with the 1 on the side, but that's Jeff Neaney from Newcastle, PA. Behind Jeff, you've got the 13 car of Austin Armstrong from Charlottesville, Virginia. The 99 of Marco Berube follows him in the current position of 13th. and 14th, you've got Brad Previtt in that 91 car. In 15th, you've got Mark Feeney in the 73, and behind Mark, you've got David Watts in the 54. David is the last car on the lead lap. So behind the first car, I guess 1 lap down, that's going to be John Ledger in the 19. You swing the camera around to the 34 of Jerry Batto. He is currently showing in the 18th position. In 19th, Pete Rudrum is retired, so we're back to our leader, Joey Doucette. Well, lap 173, that's 48 laps to go here at Iowa. And you're watching the IWM, the iRacing Warrior Motorsportz Cup Series event here at the Iowa. We have 220 laps, 174 are in the books, and just 47 now laps to go here at Iowa.
We'll see how this race is going to play out there.
All right, so Joey Doucette has jumped out to a fairly significant lead, nearly 2 seconds over second place driver of Christopher Howell. And Christopher Howell has a significant advantage over the third place driver of Harley Barlett. Following Harley is Ty Bostic, and in 5th, Sean Shootman. Well, we thank you for tuning in tonight. Again, we'll thank our sponsors. That's EPI, Elite Performance Industries, making custom iRacing setups here for the iRacing family of drivers, as well as U-Haul and hashtag Jimmy Strong. Jimmy Strong is a hashtag for childhood cancer. So we ask that you like and follow our sponsors. If you get a chance to reach out to websites or Twitter, take a look. Without our sponsors, these races just are not possible. So we thank that you, we appreciate their participation, and if you're watching, give them a shout. So.
Exactly. Great things going on with all the sponsors in the IWM Cup Series. So we want to thank every single one as well. So thank you all for tuning in as well. And if you haven't, to like this broadcast, to like the video, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, and to give us a subscribe on YouTube and or Twitch. We want to grow this community of iRacing and motorsports lovers, sim racing lovers, and we want to bring more awareness to these great sponsors that we have brought on here at iRacing Warriors Motorsportz. So from John and Rick, we thank you very much for tuning in. So right now, 42 to go. It's going to be a wild one, I think, but this is one of the longest stints that we have had, Rick.
Absolutely, and that's certainly going to play into the strategy of how you get to that next stop. At this point, any driver could stop now, go into the pits, top off fuel, and get a new set of tires and have enough to make it to the end. And I believe we'll probably begin to see some of that happening. So,
caution! Caution is out.
I think that was Kublai of the 37. The 37 of Sean Schutman.
On cue there, Rick.
We almost caught that one live. It was pretty close. It was in the corner of the screen. We'll back it up to see if we can see what happened to Sean. Three wide. Oh, the 08 came up. Now, if you're watching from home, we try to use these visual cues of those lines that are marked on the track and also those seams that are there. That is an accurate depiction of that real track and how those seams are. And so we can use those visual cues to help us try to figure out who came up into who. So we'll run this at a little bit of a slower speed here. You can see the 37 is pretty much running in that line, but you begin to see the 08 begin to drift up right into the 37. And unfortunately, that pushes the 37 up into a bit of Mark Feeney there, but Mark did okay. Just the casualty there is the 37. Now, that being said, we'll go back to live, and what you will see is a significant amount of folks, our leaders, are now on pit road.
Yes, they are. Who is going to prevail here at Iowa? Joey Doucette, Christopher Howell. Who's going to win the race off of pit road? Who's it going to be? That is the 11 of Joey Doucette, Christopher Harley Barlett, Ty Bostic. Your top four.
So we did have a couple of cars, definitely the 91 of Brad Previtt stayed out on that stop. Also, David Watt stayed out, but the majority of the top 15, and most importantly, the guys on the lead lap, all but two went in, and our guessing is that is their last, unless things happen, or that could be their, it could be their last stop of the evening.
Oh, Rick, I love how optimistic you are at times.
Well, that is the 10th caution of the evening.
That is. So, I mean, I hope we stay green.
Well, with 37 laps to go, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. I see you out there, Mr. Matt Swope, giving us a hands and a strong flex emoji there on YouTube. So thank you, Matt, for tuning in, sir. Good to see you. But right now, Matt, it looks like Bradley Previtt is your leader, followed by Joey Doucette, Christopher Howell, Harley Barlett, and Ty Bostic. As there goes Bradley Previtt. So let me rephrase that. Your is Joey Doucette, Christopher Howell, Harley Barlett, Ty Bostic, and Ryan Pittman. That is your top.
All right, that's lap 85 under caution here. We will soon go back to green flag racing. So you've got the 19 that is currently there. I'm sure he's not going to get a wave around. I'm guessing he'll get his lap back, and that will allow John Ledger to come around, as well as the 34. That's Joey Bateau. Guys are all showing a lap down.
Yep. And if you're watching on YouTube, let's get some interaction. I see all of. Let us know who you think is going to win this race. You car number of your favorite driver, or you could drop the last name. But let us know who you think is going to win the IWM Iowa 220 So you have the 11 of Joey Doucette. He's cornered at the screen. You have the 88, you have the 81, 22. You got a lot of guys out there. So if you're watching live, drop those comments in and we'll see who the fan favorite is with 35 to go.
So we're going to go green, and we'll start that at lap 187. That will leave us 34 laps to go to finish this IWM Iowa 220. Your current leader, Joey Doucette, in the 11. Christopher Howell will be on his outside as his teammate in the 88. Harley Barlett on the inside behind your current leader in the 81. And Ty Bostic on the outside.
Here we go. They're in the restart zone and
Back to green.
At Iowa, 34 laps to go. Here they go down to the turn one.
There are 3 wide behind the leaders. 21 of Ian Ogden fading back a little bit. Now
Yes,
definitely 3 wide, 4 wide there. Not
Oh,
sure.
a little tight with Kublai there in the middle.
That is not typically going to work here at this track.
No, it is not.
Don't look now, that 25 of Hermes Castro is now back up to 8th.
He did tag the wall there, though.
Well, that's not going to help.
Not at all, but I don't think it's going to stop him, though. That 25 has been...
He's been on rails.
Or on the rail, the outside wall. Either one. Either way, he's been fast. Look at the run he gets. I mean, just like, it's unbelievable what he's able to do.
That's
It's
that.
very...
That's that downshifting. I think
He's gonna go high. So he's gonna go to the high side, Rick. Is he gonna have that run? He does have the run. Oh, get a little squeeze there with the car. But yeah, that downshifting is playing a major role. You are right. But we have a pass from. Is now your new leader here, going in front of his teammate Joey Doucette as they battle off in the.
So Christopher Howell is coming to take the and lead this next lap. This is lap 192.
Hermes Castro has made his way down to the bottom side of the track. Traction there. He is in place right now. His unconventional line, but he is still trying to get it.
We're riding on board with Mr. Castro now.
Very downshift.
See him downshifting into 4th, coming back out. You know, with all that torque coming through with that downshift, that really does a number on the rear end of the car, but that's part of what you see, that little wiggle with his steering wheel as he fights the car to maintain it going forward.
But look at the absolute run he gets. I mean, it's amazing what he's able to do, and he's almost Hermes Castro up to P4 right now.
Well, Hermes Castro, that last line was a 24.05. The leaders are running a 24.14, so there's definitely a value there in that line. Whoa. Ryan Pittman in the 08 ran a 23.99.
And Castro is laying it all out there on the track, diving into.
He is definitely fighting with the car. The car is just, I don't think it's liking the fact that he's downshifting, but he's making it work.
He is. Let's see if he'll do it again right here. He had to have. I know it didn't show it, Rick, but the run that he got off the.
Oh.
He's way high up there in turn 3 and turn 4, but he's going to get a massive spin on the front. .25 to go. Riding on board with the 4th place car of Hermes.
I wonder what he's seeing for tire wear by shifting like this. That's got to be a significant amount of sidewall strain on these tires and wear. But
I mean, that right rear has to be just hurting bad. as we see the leaders battling right now. That Joey Doucette going to the inside of his teammate there. Chris able to do anything, not able to do anything right there. With 24 laps to go, we'll see who's able to prevail here as the 11.
They keep battling.
Here goes down to the bottom side.
Coming up in lap traffic, that's the 54 David Watts. David is the last car on the lead
Whoa,
lap. Oh!
no! Your race leader, Christopher Howell, has major right front damage. He is spinning down the bottom side of the track.
I think we caught that one too, John.
I think we're getting pretty good at this. That's 5. I've kept track. That's 5. 50%, pretty good. No, just under, but you know. But that is just.
I think another car was involved. I think the car of Ian Ogden may have also been caught up in that. We'll have to go back and take a look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to go back even further. There's Ian Ogden sliding through the grass. Locks him up.
And he expertly backs it off the racing surface.
Yeah, let's go back and see what happened with Howell there, though. Because they went 3 wide coming out of the corner there.
Let's go back to Christopher Howell here. Back it up. That was the incident with yep. So
I think the 11 just didn't give the 88 enough room.
yeah, he may have used the 54 as a pick.
A little more than a pick.
Oh, maybe kind of brushed him up into him.
Yeah, I mean they're teammates obviously, but I don't know if
I'm guessing
there,
it was not intentional, but
oh no way, it wasn't intentional. I just think the 11 didn't know where that 54 was, and the 88 had nowhere to go. I mean, look, it's just an 88 sandwich.
Yep, he got pinched.
And hard hit. I mean, that's just a hard hit to the right front. You can flapping around there. So let me tell you something, Rick. Guess who had a quicker pair? The number 88.
Good
Guess
for
who
him.
has 4 fresh tires? The number 88. So we'll see what he's able to do now with 4 fresh Goodyears and under 20 laps to go.
All right, so he is back on the track looking clean and spiffy. His repair, David Watts, is in on pit road. He's coming down. He's got definitely some damage on that vehicle. David, I think he was involved in an earlier incident and got his vehicle repaired. But we are down to 20 laps to go. Now, interestingly enough, Joey Doucette, Austin Armstrong, and Couple pitted last on lap 182. Everybody behind went in on this caution.
Ooh. So Ryan Pittman, Harley Barlett, that is going to be an interesting fight because we saw tires just don't work here after about 10 laps. So with 10 to go, I think that's when the action is going to start.
19 to go.
Yeah, well, I'm saying with 10 to go, that's when I think it's going to.
Oh yeah.
With tire wear, I think that's when we're going to start seeing a lot of action.
So with 19 laps to go,
yeah,
18 laps to go, and get back under green flag conditions. Christopher Howell is back in. I think this is the second time he started at the back of the pack tonight.
I believe you are correct.
He's currently showing back in 13th. The last car is David Watts in 14th on the lead lap. You know, we spent this night with talking to a number of folks. We probably want to give you a listen to, see if we can pull Christopher Howell, see if we can raise him on that radio real quick.
Sure, let's do it.
Christopher Howell, how you doing?
Not too great.
I hear you, brother. Sorry to hear you. Saw you were in that last little incident. Didn't look like a. Unfortunately, I don't think the 11 car saw you down. Saw you or the 54 above you.
No, I'm very frustrated right now. I just can't believe that the way that I got raced twice tonight. I can't believe it.
Well, hang in there. There's 18 laps to go. I think you've got a good chance of working your way back up front.
Might be able to salvage something here, but it ain't going to be no win, that's for sure.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Yes, they have. So good luck going back green. Good luck tonight, Chris.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that's Christopher Howell. Certainly you can hear the frustration in his voice, but we are about to go back to green flag racing. Pace car is off.
And there we go. Joey set us off. 17 laps to go at Iowa. Field drops their way down into turn 1. Here comes the 25 machine. Gonna give the 08 a shove. Gonna say, I want to move you out of the way. Gonna drop you down. Oh, we got a...
That's a 13. Not. He saved it. Not. He was definitely up in the wall.
And here comes the 25 machine. Hermes Castro. But then there comes Ryan Pittman on the high side.
3 wide. 3 wide.
Oh, don't pinch. Don't pinch.
That was Harley Barlett. It was like the 22 backed up. That's Ty Bostic. He backed up out of that sandwich he was going to wind up, and you see what happens in cars that are in that position. But we are still tight here. Oh, a little bit of contact with the 99 and the 22. There's 15 laps to go, and behind all of that, the 88 of Christopher Howell. He is trying to find a way to thread his way back up to the front. He's in a lot of traffic.
I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to make it 4 wide right. Oh, wrecking, big wreck!
13.
No caution.
No caution. No caution.
No caution. Christopher Howell. Now we have a caution. We have to go back and analyze that because I believe 25 of Hermes Castro.
Let's get a better shot of that. Oh, that's a net code.
Whoa!
He survived. Oh. Somehow he survived.
But Rick, let me tell you something. You know who's in the top 5 now?
Yes, Mr. Christopher Howell.
Mr. Christopher Howell's in the top 5. After that wild array of accidents, now he's going to be top 4. Stays out. Rick, I know he says he doesn't have a chance to win this race, but I think otherwise. I think.
Well, look at that.
Now,
you've got guys coming down. That's Joey Doucette in the 11 coming down onto pit road. Kublai, Austin Armstrong, Hermes Castro are now all on pit lane. 4 fresh tires.
We are probably going to get the green flag with around 9 to go. Is not going to take any other crap tonight. You know, he's going to move his way out. He's going to try to get a win here since he's in position. I mean, he said, "Oh, I don't have a chance to win." I was like, I don't know. Chris, you're pretty. I was like, Chris, you're pretty good. I mean, we were going to green and everything, so I didn't want to continue the conversation. Obviously, he was very upset. But with the skill that he has, I mean, there's a reason why he was a champion there, Rick, last season. I mean, he can get it done. And he made a great move going to the inside, staying in the gap, not anticipating a caution to come out. And look where he is right now, P4 with 11 to go. Well, what a night of racing here at Iowa. We thank you to the IWM Broadcast Network bringing you iRacing. We will show you and bring you this season these season's races every Wednesday night starting at 8:30 Eastern time. So if you are enjoying what you're seeing tonight, make sure to give us a like and also subscribe so you don't miss any action with the IWM Broadcast Network.
I'm gonna back this up. Definitely a viewer has made a comment thinking that maybe this has to do with the way that the 25 was shifting. Let's see if we can grab a cockpit view and see if we can uh, see something here in the shifting.
I think it was just how he came back into gas, Rick.
Maybe he stayed in. Look at, he's in first gear.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yep. Absolutely.
That is the word of the night. Interesting.
All right. So here we are. 10 laps to go. Field is forming back up. Lights are still on the pace car. We thank you for tuning in and staying with us. We are 10 laps to go here at the iRacing Warrior Motorsportz Iowa 220. Your current leader, Ryan Pittman, followed by Harley Barlett, Ian Ogden, Christopher Howell, Ty Bostic, Mike Slatler, Brad Previtt, Joey Doucette, Kublai Ceylon, and Hermes Castro in 10th. Now, we've got approximately 11 cars on the lead lap.
And, you know, all 11 of those guys can, I mean, you saw what just happened with the 88 machine. Started out back in 12th, last car on the lead lap, had a wreck, and guess what? Now he's up to 4th. It could happen again. You never know what's going to happen now. And I wouldn't doubt to see that 25 machine up on the high line trying to get it done. You have Christopher Howell there. He is going to be on the prowl for sure. So we'll see who's able to get it done here at the IWM Iowa 220.
Lights are off on the pace car. We will be back to green momentarily.
Here we go. Coming to 9 to go. Pace car makes his way down to enter the Geico restart zone. Pittman out.
Ryan Pittman.
9 laps to go at Iowa.
Ryan Pittman gets a great jump out front. He is making his way down the backstretch, and as we see that, Ian Ogden, Ty Bostic, Harley Barlett, and Christopher Howell are on his tail.
Yes, they are. Here they come to 7 to go. Here goes. That is the 81 machine going. No room. Harley Barlett trying to make a pass on Ty Bostic. Nothing showing there, but here comes Hermes Castro to the high.
He is on that high line. Oh, that's very tight.
Whoa! Oh, whoa!
The 81 takes out the 88.
Now, is this going to... Oh, God. Rick,
that is just... Oh, look at that piece of debris.
Wow. I've never seen a flying debris here on iRacing.
That was a piece of quarter panel that we could go back and look, although we did happen to capture that live. Let's go back and...
That's number 6, Rick. That's number 6.
All right, let's look at this from behind. That seems to be the best way we've seen this.
Oh, we got a little tap.
Back that up. Let's jump behind the car chase of Christopher Howell here. All right, so we'll show this in quarter speed. We'll show this in slow motion. Looks like there was a little bit of contact right there as the 88 drifted across his bumper.
And then just the correction, the overcorrection again.
No place to go. That
yep,
took
no place to go.
81 into the 88. The 14 wisely dropped down below. The 11 slips by, and as does the 25. That's super unfortunate for these two drivers. They have been absolutely leading this race, especially Christopher Howell.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, you know how frustrated he under caution there, and I couldn't imagine what's going through his head right now. It seems like everything has been involving him. Unfortunately, this race, and he's still gonna maybe finish top 12. I mean, if he stays on the lead lap, picks up a couple, but unfortunate there. But what that's gonna do, Rick, is
well, we knew that Christopher Howell was he had already used his fast repair previously.
He did. So right now, that 08 machine of Ryan Pittman is your leader. We will be getting a checkered situation here. So you have one lap, that's the green flag lap. And then you have the checkered. So if they hit that white flag, gloves are off, every man for himself. Next flag will end the race, which will be the checkered flag. So we'll see if they're able to get to that point. But right now, it's looking like we could see a first-time winner here this season for the IWM Cup Series, because you have Ryan Pittman, Bostic. You have, imagine if Hermes Castro or Mike Slatker could win. So many potential winners. Now, don't forget about Joey Doucette. Joey Doucette has put a one column rather this season, winning earlier a couple weeks ago. So we'll see if he's able to do anything. But right now, if I had to put any kind of bet on anybody, I'm looking at the 25 machine. That 25 machine, Rick, he has been the fastest car on the track because of that high line. And so we'll see if he's able to get that done here tonight, as we may be getting the 1 to go signal here. 1 to go, maybe not, maybe so. Can't tell, can't see the pace car.
I see the lights are still on the pace car.
Yep, so making one more way around this mile track here at Iowa.
You can see that Mr. Castro is definitely making sure those gears are ready to go.
Yeah, and it also looks like he is, I mean, I don't see any oil pressure, I don't see anything. I can't imagine he's saving gas.
I don't think it'll show us everything here as we peek it on the vehicle, but definitely we can see RPMs and gears for sure.
He's just checking to make sure, make sure the gears are all nice and warmed up. Going to first gear, that's kind of dangerous, but it's all right. He knows what he's doing. He's the only one that's been doing it all race. So we'll see what he's able to do on a high line. He has.
Well, we saw Blake doing that earlier, did we not?
Yes, we did. And we saw how fast he was until he had his wreck that put him out of the race, unfortunately. But we have gotten 1 to go here at Iowa.
Well, I think it's high risk, high reward with the whole downshifting thing here.
Yes, it is. And gonna say hello to Angelin. She said good luck driving. So they appreciate you, Angelin, for watching every week. So right now, 3 to go. Rick, it's going to be wild. We know it is. Always is here in the IWM. And right now, Pittman is your leader, followed by, you have, Bostic, Slatker. You have Hermes Castro. So many good drivers up there. Let's see who's able to seal the
13th caution.
Right on the money, Rick, almost. We'll see
Ryan
if
Pittman is your... Oh, he's off.
He is gone. Green flag racing, 2 laps to go. And there's the 25 peeking to the high side. Going into turn 1 and 2, not able to do it. Ryan Pittman checks out. Here comes the 25 machine to the back bumper of the 21, not able to get anything done here. 11 slides up the track, almost gets into the 25. 25
hitting the wall.
White flag is out. Next flag will win the race. Ryan Pittman is your leader. There goes the 11 to the bottom side. 22 spinning. There goes the 14 involved. 25 is spinning. He's wrecking in the back. Let's go to the leaders up front, Rick. 8 is driving away. The 2
by Ian Ogden and Joey Doucette.
I don't think they'll catch him. Ryan Pittman's going to win the IWM.
Ryan Pittman is your winner. Ian Ogden,
Fifth.
Joey Doucette, Kuboy is in 4th. Mike Slachter in 5th. Ty Bostic is in 6th. David Watts finishes in 7th. Mark Feeney in 8th. Brad Previtt in 9th. And 10 is Hermes Castro.
What a crazy last couple of laps. I mean, everybody was giving it their sliding sideways. So don't go anywhere, because we are going to be interviewing the top 3 here tonight. But there is Ryan Pittman paint scheme. Before the broadcast started, I was like, I really like that car. It reminds me of some of the old NASCAR schemes from the early NASCAR racing days in the early 2000s on those games. So what a win by him. Very well-deserved burnouts here tonight at Iowa. So don't go anywhere. We are going to interview your top 3 here tonight before the evening ends. But there is your final result here. You can see your top 10. Ryan Pittman, Ian Ogden, Kublai Salen.
That's the best we've seen Kublai finish in a so far, I think, this season. Is that not correct?
I believe it is. And, he could sneak up there and get a win. David Watts, Feeney, Previtt, and Hermes Castro round out your top 10. You have Harley Barlett there, 1 lap down. Jeff Nini there at 11th. John Ledger in 13th. And Christopher Howell there finishes in P14. Unfortunate situation for him. Jerry Botto, Austin Armstrong, Sean Schubman, Marco Berube rounds out your top 18 here tonight. Pete Woodrum in 19th. Freddie Durstock, 20th. Tyler Peebles in 21st. He was strong. Valentine was strong when I finished in P22nd. Bobby Gibson, Andrew Serwick, Blake Giglio, Evan Amick round out your top 26 here tonight at the Iowa 220. But Rick, let's see if we can bring in some guys here interviews. Let's see if we can bring in our 3rd place driver of Joey Doucette.
See if we can. Just a second. Joey Doucette, congratulations. Welcome to the broadcast booth.
I appreciate it, guys.
Congratulations on your 3rd place finish. That was a wild race here at Iowa.
Yes, it was. I made a mistake. I gave it away. I stayed out, and then I pitted for tires because everybody else pitted behind me, and it was just wild from there. We had a couple of long green runs. I mean, but we got every time that we figured that we get back together, it was just a cluster. But all in all, it was a good night. I mean, finished P3. Didn't think I was going to finish there after I took 4 tires, but I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, we definitely saw some trouble with a few of your teammates, and then obviously an unfortunate incident at the end there.
Yeah, didn't give any leeway to Chris, and I apologize for that. I mean, a lap car was just in the way. We were battling. I mean, I think it was like 20 to go or so, and we got together there. But Ian, Ian, sorry. I get them two mixed up all the time. But Ian with a 2nd place for 1111 Racing. I mean, them guys that sponsor this are a great group of guys. Average Joe's, my teammates, Chris, John, Ian, Harley, Blake. I mean, them guys, brought me on, and hopefully I didn't disappoint anybody. I know Chris is a little bit angry at me right now, so after this interview, I got to go talk to him. So.
Yeah, but either way, great run tonight. This is the 2nd time.
You cut out there.
Sorry. I said it's great seeing you back up here in the broadcast booth. You won at Daytona and obviously pulled out a 3rd place finish here tonight. So shout out to you, and shout out. I cut out again. Look at that. How fun is that? I'm catching it now. I can see myself when I cut out. But shout out to you. Any shout outs you want to give tonight before we head off to the 2nd place finisher, Ian Ogden?
1111 Racing, and the Average Joes, my friends, family, my teammates, like I said, Ian, John, Chris, Blake, Harley. This is a new league to me. I'm trying to make as many friends that I can and not enemies. I hoped I raced everybody clean, and they think that I raced them clean. But these are a good group of guys, and there's a little outburst here and there, but I think everybody's calm with each other and getting used to each other. I mean, we're only 3 weeks into this, so hopefully it just gets better.
Sounds great. All right, that's your third place finisher. That's Joey Doucette. Let's see if we can locate Mr. Ian Ogden. Ian, welcome to the broadcast booth, and congratulations on your second place finish.
Hey, thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. That was a war of attrition out there, but we'll take it.
Well, I think when we look back at some of John's keys to this race, the number 3 point was survival.
Yeah, no doubt. It was rough out there. I definitely finished. What is it? You punched above your weight? Is that what they say? I definitely did that. So I'm not very good here, and I told the guys during practice, I was like, I need tips because I'm not very good. So.
Well, we saw a bunch of different strategies. Some guys were just pedaling around in fifth gear. A couple guys were shifting in and out in the middle of the turns 3 and 4. But for the most part, you guys were consistently in the top 10.
It was. I definitely heard the guys shifting around me. I thought about trying it at one point, but didn't want to upset my car any more than it already was with those old tires on it.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a as we said earlier in the broadcast, high risk, high reward to be utilizing that downshift. But congratulations! Any shout out you'd like to make?
Yeah, obviously 1111 Veteran Projects on the car. They've got a fundraiser currently on their website and on their Facebook and social medias for the Stuckey family, an Air Force member that was misdiagnosed by some doctors and had a curable disease and unfortunately passed away from it. So they're raising money for her family as they're waiting on a payout from the Department of Defense to help them cope and get school supplies and stuff like that. So if anybody wants to check that out, that'd be good. It's on 1111 Veteran Project, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
All right. Such a great cause. All right.
Yes,
that's
sir.
your second place finisher, Ian Ogden. And we're going to see if we can get our winner of this race. That would be Ryan Pittman.
See if we can bring him up in the booth. Your victor here tonight still do. Ryan Pittman. Nah, sorry, Rick. Ryan.
Go ahead.
This is John and Rick up in the booth. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, man. Gosh, that was so much fun. I had a great time. Y'all put on a good show here.
Yeah, it was a battle of survival. That was my third key to the race. So what was your strategy to come out on top tonight?
Well, I certainly didn't have the short run car at the beginning for sure. Every time I had a restart, I felt like I was losing 2 or 3 positions. But like you said, just make it to the end, man. Like once I got to the end and tried to kind of get a little more aggressive. I think I got a little too aggressive there a couple times. I threw it into 3 on one of those restarts. Like I don't know how I got around there clean, and I appreciate everybody for giving me room there to let it save it. But yeah, that was a ton of fun.
Well, I think that John spent half the time admiring your paint scheme for tonight's race.
Yeah, man, new paint scheme. How do you like it?
No, I thought it was amazing. I mean, it looks awesome out there, and especially with it brought back a little nostalgia. So I even mentioned race. I was talking to her like, you know what? I really like this 08 scheme tonight. Now, not knowing that you were going to win, but definitely worked out in your favor. So awesome scheme, great job tonight. Puts you definitely in the running for the championship, which is awesome. So with that being said, we have Auto Club coming up next week. Let me get your thoughts on Auto Club.
I don't know, man. I love these short tracks. If we ran short tracks every week, I'd be happy. I'm waiting for y'all to do like a late model program, something like that. I'll be ready. I'll be signing up in a heartbeat. But yeah, Auto Club, we'll see. Again, I seem to kind of struggle with those 1.5 miles or whatever, but I'll figure it out here soon. But before I forget, I want to apologize to Sean Skytman. I got into him a little bit there. Me and him are good buddies, and I didn't realize he was going 3 wide. And I came off the corner thinking he was going to wash it to the wall a little bit more, and we just got together and I turned him. So first off, apologies to him. And I think I got into the 25 there too. I got to look at some stuff, see where I can get better. But yeah, just keep on moving on.
All right, that's your race winner, Ryan Pittman.
Thank you, guys.
So, Rick, another week in the books here for the IWM Cup Series. It's been a fun race tonight, and
You hear a microphone just cut out there.
Yeah, it cut out. I could tell. Make sure to tune in next week when we go to Auto Club, where that is going to be a big track. It's always interesting to see how these drivers can battle the corners there in California. But we appreciate everybody who's been watching on all platforms, whether that's YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and make sure to always give us a subscribe. We would love to grow our community of iRacing lovers, sim lovers, and just motorsports lovers as a whole. So from John and Rick up in the broadcast booth, it's been a fun one. Hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next week.
All right. Thanks very much, folks. Good night.